Welcome to the Intentional Awakening Podcast with your hosts, Kathy Gruver and Terrie Huberman.
Well, hello there. I'm Terrie, and welcome to this episode of the Intentional Awakening Podcast.
And I am your co-host, Kathy Gruver, and we're going to start this holiday episode, as we always do, with an angel card. And boy, this one's going to be perfect for what we're talking about today.
Okay.
This is clarity.
Oh, Mama likes.
And it's the angel with binoculars watching, I'm going to go with sunrise or sunset. It's hard to tell, but cute little cartoon there. It says, clear your perceptions free of confusion. Focus on intent and straightforward expression. See the world as it is without your projections, judgments, and assumptions.
Mm.
Good luck. I mean, just good luck.
Oh my God. So human.
I know. Oh, it's so hard to be human. Anyway, so today is going to be our Christmas Day episode. And we kind of talked a little bit off air. What does that mean? And what should we talk about? And we went through, peanuts and Grinches and all this stuff. And we realized that all the holidays that are celebrated right now, Yule, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, and Christmas are all about light and welcoming back the light. And I had written quite a while ago not a poem, but sort of a thing on light. So we're going to start with that, and then we'll discuss light and the holidays and what you can do to find clarity and bring that light back into your life. You can focus on the darkness of the sky, or you can see the stars. It's been a weird few years, politics, the environment, economics. We could say there's been much darkness lately. And with the backdrop of that darkness, December is a time to celebrate the light. Christmas and other holidays associated with this time, Hanukkah, Yule, Kwanzaa, the winter solstice, all of these holidays are about light. I mean, the wise men even followed the light of the brightest star to find Jesus the Christ. Winter solstice is that time where the wheel of the year turns and we leave the darkness to welcome back the light of the sun, sun god, son of God. The days get longer and that mystery of night shortens. And in welcoming back that light, we leave the fear and the worry, the hate and the prejudice. Every day, the power of that light grows, not just in us, but around us and through us. We all have a powerful light inside of us. In lighting our own light, we illuminate those around us. The light mingles and grows. It shines on those who feel like they don't have their own torch. Perhaps it's just a spark from a match that quickly peters out. But if we join our light with the light of those around us, we get a spotlight that illumines the entire sky. Darkness cannot exist in the light. Sadness, fear, hatred, anger cannot exist in the light. That's what this time of year is about. And as I walk through this world, I picture dropping sparkles of light that those people around me may feel it when they need it. Maybe it's a smile, a hug, holding the door for someone, raising money, or donating your time. Sometimes we doubt our light. We have a rough time, challenges. We've all been there. We can all stand in solidarity to acknowledge that sometimes we're just spent. That's when we can rely on the light from those around us. There is enough light for all. And that's what this time of year is for. Gathering in your community, your church, your temple, with your family and friends to share yourself and your light. Each and every one of you. Look around, see the light in those people, because by acknowledging it in others, it grows, just like the Grinch's heart. Feel it, let it out, let your light shine, combine it with others, share your light and glow. And as I read a few quotes, think about expanding the reach of your inner light and love. Darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that. Martin Luther King Jr. We can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light. Plato. Travel light, live light, spread the light, be the light. Yogi Bhajan. Light must come from within. You cannot ask the darkness to leave. You must turn on the light. Rinpoche. And finally, it is better to light one small candle than to curse the darkness. Eleanor Roosevelt. As we move through this holiday season and into 2026, remember your light. Be generous with your light, because the light always triumphs darkness. Thousands of candles can be lighted from a single candle, and the life of the candle will not be shortened. Happiness never decreases by being shared. Buddha.
That's really lovely.
Thank you.
Really nice.
I channeled that
Yeah.
one day. It just
Woo, I love it.
came out. So, as we sit here on Christmas Day, because I have posted this, Merry Christmas to everybody, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Yule, all those things. How are you viewing your light right now, Terrie?
It's very interesting because there were maybe it was once or twice, perhaps more. I didn't actually count. There was something that stood out to me that gave me the impression of turning on the light where I'm not a very visual person. I'm a
Mm,
more feely person, but I had the vision of turning on a light switch.
mm,
And turning something on means initiation and it means action. Like the light
mm.
switch itself doesn't turn on. We have to put it on or, hey, Alexa, all right, whatever it is, there has to be an action.
Yes,
Turn on the light. Oh gosh, Alexa, quiet. I turned on Alexa.
of course you
Of
did.
course it did. And so what I was getting out of it is that the light is there. We just have to turn it on.
Right. So, what I'm hearing is there's always potential. We have to take action.
Correct. Well, that's what I got out of it.
Yeah.
And again, the vision for me was this light switch.
Hmm.
And you and I just a few seconds ago said it's so hard to be human. And I think that's part of the challenge is effort, right? Is action. And sometimes, probably more often than not, in order to reach our goal or whatever it is that we want to accomplish, we have to take that initiation. We have to ignite ourselves, move ourselves, which is really hard to do if we've been really stagnant
Yeah.
or we've been in the same place or stuck or whatever. So to me, what you wrote was an inspiration for personally getting off my tush and like doing something because of the possibility and the potential.
Yeah. Yeah. Years ago, I read a book called Isn't It Time That Man Grew Up?
Mm.
And it was a philosopher whose name I can never remember. It would take me forever to find it. But one of the things I actually ended up doing his like mail order course. Like I like an old fashioned, like it came in envelopes and you put it in a binder. Um, but he was always talking about there's two things that have to happen. There has to be intention and there has to be energy. Right.
Yes.
So I can sit here and go, okay, arm move. All right, arm move, move, arm move.
Yeah.
And I can do that without thinking arm move. I mean, it's just the way stuff happens like that is just sort of mind blowing. Like I can't focus too long on that or my head goes.
Yeah.
Um, but it's the same thing with the light, right? I mean, I tend to, I wave people on, I say hi to people. I'm very externally putting light out,
Mm.
usually. There's days
Yeah.
where I'm like, ah.
Sure.
But I have noticed so many people recently reciprocating that.
Oh,
Ah,
that's
they
good.
wave back and, or I'll let them cross the street. They're like, oh, come on. There seems to be this, at least where I am, raise in niceness right now, which I'm not always used to. And it's pathetic that when someone waves back, I'm surprised by that. It's like, oh,
Mm.
wow, someone was nice. It's a very sad state of the world when I have to be surprised that someone's nice back to me. But I'm seeing more of that. And I don't know if it's the holidays. I don't know if it's the world is so fucked that everyone's like, maybe we just better be nice and see what we can change. I don't know what is causing that.
Yeah.
I'm noticing more people going out of their way to be friendly, to be nice, to be magnanimous. It's
Uh,
interesting.
a lot of the times, so I study and a lot of my spiritual practice is in Arhatic yoga,
Hmm.
which is very energy based. And a lot of the times, the teacher, the founding father, the teacher, Master Choa Koksui, he's no longer with us in physical being. He talks about it not necessarily being important to know why something is happening, but that it is.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so if you want to talk about confusion, if we start to look and dig into why something is happening, it puts us into a level of darkness, which could be confusion, right? Which is
Right.
when you turn on the light bulb, you see in all the cartoons, ding, like I got an idea, like here's
Hmm.
clarity, right? Bringing in the card of
Yeah.
clarity. So sometimes we don't have to know why things are happening, and sometimes we'll never know
True.
why.
Right. And does it matter?
And does it matter? So, okay, there's got to be some context to it, right? If there's like, God forbid, a murder investigation, you want to find out who committed the murder so that there could be some justification and all that.
Right.
So
And why?
and why, right? So I want motive, right? So I do want to put perspective and
Yeah.
context
Very good
around
point. Yeah.
because I know people can just jump and all of that fun stuff. But sometimes, a lot of times, my clients, when something good happens, they'll try and rationalize it, but the rationalization will get you into a bad place.
Yeah. Sure. Well,
You
and
know,
it's not funny that you brought that up. It's great that you brought that up because I remember years ago I was having all these crazy like reincarnation experiences. And I
mm,
sat down with my friend Peter, who does nothing but life between life
mm,
hypnosis and reincarnation stuff. And I explained this whole thing to him. And I said, do you know why this is happening? Like, why am I having these experiences? And he just looked at me, he tilted his head and he smiled and he goes, Kathy,
yeah.
he said, you can sit here and wonder why, but it's a horrible waste of time. And
Yeah.
I went, yeah,
So much mental energy is just being, used up.
yeah.
So when if I'm doing a psychic reading and they want to know who their guides are and what their guides' name are, I tell them it doesn't matter. I say you have a whole spiritual family of ancestors, angels, archangels. I mean, you have everybody.
Yeah.
And they know what their jobs are, right? Because they're employees of God. So, and each angel, each spirit guide has its own job. And what they do is they come together and they kind of like a pinball machine, knock you in the right direction till you reach your goal. You don't need to know the who. You don't need to know the
Right.
why. You just need to know and then trust. And if you don't trust, learn to trust that you have a team. So
Yeah.
I often will tell my clients, just call him Team Kathy or Team Terrie. And so when you're doing your prayer, your meditation, your manifestation work, that's who you're talking to and God. But they know they're not offended. They don't have ego like we are.
Right.
So
That's
if
true.
we don't go, hey, Jim, and it's actually, Michael who's helping, they don't get offended.
Right.
So sometimes if when I'll just put it in this example, when wonderful things are happening, if we accept it and we go with it, we can actually amplify and expand it, right? So we don't
Mhm.
always have to know why, but that entails trust and faith. So if we don't
Right.
have that, we learn to have that. There's no shame in the game,
Right. Well, and then
right?
also let's throw into that how we were raised affects that.
Yes, for sure.
Because I have so many clients that have other shoe drop syndrome.
Sure.
They can't enjoy when anything good happens because they know it's going to go away, or
Yeah,
they can't be thankful or grateful for something because they know it's going to be bad tomorrow, and they're
right.
sitting around waiting for that other shoe to drop.
Yeah.
And I remember my mother was very Catholic, and I would stub my toe and she'd say, see, God's punishing you.
Mm,
And I'm like, I just miscalculated where the table leg was. She made it into this like, "Mm." And
yeah.
for a while when I was a younger kid, I remember thinking, like, what did I do?
Yeah.
I didn't do anything, which must mean I'm just a bad person, so I deserve bad things. Now, I didn't stick with that, but I
Sure.
could see how somebody else might. I have clients who believe that
Yeah.
that God hates them, that they're a bad person, that they deserve all this horrible stuff because they've somehow done something wrong. And it's like that's where you're quelling your light. You're not letting yourself shine because
Mm-hmm.
you have this fear of the other shoe, or I'm being punished, or I don't deserve this. That's another big
Hmm.
one. They don't deserve these good things.
Yeah.
It is our birthright to have light. It is our birthright to have beautiful things and prosperity and abundance and joy and love. And I think so often it's us that are stopping that.
Well, and that's the human. That's where the human comes in because
Uh,
if I know,
uh,
because if the soul is light, the only thing that really is separating us from other lights is the human earth suit, right?
mhm.
Because let's say this is Kathy. This is Kathy's light. No, 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 excuse me. There's light inside of Kathy's light. So inside my hand,
Yep.
there's Kathy's light. Well, if we took human Kathy off, all we would be left with is Kathy's light, right? So if we take a whole room of ourselves, like maybe at one of your parties, right? And we start taking off the earth suits, there's going to be one room full of like you're not going to know whose light is
Right.
whose light
Right. Right. Right.
because they're all one light. It's the earth suit with its experiences, its lessons, its karma,
Prejudice,
its
judgment.
prejudice, judgment, whatever. So it's the human that, and so that's why it's important for us to find our light, not just to spread it, but to experience it and then connect with the other lights.
Do you remember the movie Exorcist? No, 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 that's not it. Poltergeist.
Yeah, it's been a long time, but vaguely.
When Carol Ann gets sucked into the TV and they're showing what's happening when she's in the other place, it's
Uh-huh.
all these like wisps of light.
Yeah, there's no physical container. There's no form. It's all light.
Yeah.
And so that's when you hear in the spiritual world, love and light, love and light. That's what
Hmm.
they're hoping that you get in contact with.
Right.
There's toxicness that can be associated with it. You and I both know it. We're rolling our eyeballs. So we can't fake it, but when we can get into and touch the light, we actually experience a bigger sense of it and amplification. And that's when we start to truly feel love.
Yeah. Well, and something just this sort of analogy popped into my head. We to have fire, we need oxygen.
Yes,
Without oxygen, there can be no fire.
right.
So when we take a deep breath, like during meditation, and we follow that energy of that breath, I believe that magnifies our light. It radiates
Yes.
our light out.
Yeah.
It calms the stress response. It stops our thoughts. And it's
Yes.
the thoughts that is that human part of us that keeps us so stuck. So
Yes.
throughout the course of the day, just stop and take a pause, take a breath.
Yeah. We forget to breathe. I
Yes.
was I was at the energy clinic last night and I'm working with my rose quartz crystal and then I'm like, "Are you breathing?" I said, take in a deep breath, hold it, and now exhale. It's like same here. Like I'm just as guilty. We just get so caught up in the physical world and the reality and what we think is real based on our five senses
Yep.
that we forget to breathe.
Yeah.
And so breathing will connect you to your light at the easiest, quickest, simplest, fastest, cheapest, I may add.
No copay,
No
no side
copay,
effects.
no deductibles. So breathing will connect you to your light for sure.
Yeah. And prayer and meditation and
Yes,
chanting and
yes.
coloring. And I know it's like
Oh,
there's
yes.
so much. We've pretty much hit our time. Any
Perfect.
any final thoughts on letting the light out, letting the light shine on this beautiful holiday?
Um, if and when you can sense stillness, calmness, or no crazy chaos rushing around in your mind, I would say lean into that. Because if you lean into it, it'll take you on a stream of well-being for however long it lasts. And that's going to be really, really helpful for your human.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the more you can surround yourself by other people who are letting their light shine. And I know sometimes that's hard because we're heading to families' houses or friends' houses for the holidays. There's always so much conflict. It's
Always.
a big time that grief comes up. So there's a lot of weight to this time
Yeah.
also. But take a breath and also take a break. This is something I say
Yeah.
to people all the time. It's like if Uncle Joe's had too many beers and he's going off on politics, go for a walk, go to the bathroom, go to your room and nap. Play with the dog, get on the floor with the kids, find a way to just not dissociate in a like psychological way, but find a way to remove yourself from that,
Yes.
replenish your light, and then re-enter Beautiful. Well, I hope everyone has a great rest of Hanukkah, or it will be over by then.
It'll be over by then, but that's okay.
I hope you all had a fabulous Hanukkah and a beautiful Yule, which will also be over by the time this airs. But a lovely Christmas day.
A
And
lovely Christmas.
I hope the light goes with you and your family and friends as we move into a whole new year. I'm Kathy Gruver. I could be reached at kathygruver.coach.
And I'm Terrie Huberman. You can check me out at terriehuberman.com. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Yeah.